Alright everyone, we are the True Evolution, and in this video we'll be talking about a personal development related topic, that is, how to deal with negative thoughts. So, introduction wise, I want to invite you to go ahead and briefly practice this exercise for the next couple of days. That is, pay extra attention to what you're thinking about. Stop yourself at least for 5 minutes every day whenever a negative feeling comes to mind. Pay attention to the emotion, the feeling, the thought itself. What is it about? Is it about your girlfriend, your boyfriend, job related, inner turmoils, being insecure about something, whatever it may be? For the most part, many of us, we tend to neglect our negative feelings. We push them aside, and they are building and building and building accumulatively, through days, through weeks, and even months and years. And this is a dangerous process because the act of not resolving our negative emotions and feelings and thoughts tends to accumulate, and we're going to feel furthermore anxious and fearful about the situation. So in this video, I'll give you a couple of tips and techniques that hopefully will be beneficial for you, and you can go ahead and apply, practically speaking, after you have watched this video. Many of us, we experience negative thoughts every single day. For instance, let's say that you think that your girlfriend or boyfriend thinks less about you if you don't do something, if you don't do this or do that for him or for her. Well, this is a thinking pattern that easily becomes automated and negative, full circle. Just goes around and around if you don't resolve it. And this becomes a distraction that pretty much holds you back. It'll keep you, locked in this position, stagnating position. It'll pacify you. If you do not take care of the thought, that is, an emotional state of feeling fearful and anxious, this can force you down the road, both temporarily but also in the long run, of feeling vulnerable and therefore acting from a lower state of consciousness, and this will pretty much hurt your decision making. So another thing that I find really beneficial is by writing down my negative thoughts. So I want to invite you to go ahead for the next couple of days, write down your negative thoughts and categorize them. So are they based around money, relationships, people in general, humiliation, your own looks, your insecurities? Is it your job? Is it your family? What is it? Try to identify the root. Try to identify why you're thinking about this negative emotion. By writing your thoughts down, what happens is that you put your attention to the thought itself, to the negative thought. And the first step here is basically being aware with your awareness of, about this thought. But don't expect to get rid of your negative thoughts like in an instant. This can probably take a couple of days or weeks. Now, we find within our brain a higher and a lower self. And we can refer to the lower self as the reptilian brain, or the oldest part of the brain stem. And if we go back millions years, prior to humans, back to primates, there were no such concepts of higher consciousness because everything was based around survival of the fittest. That's why we have the term survival of the fittest. It's basically, all the basic needs. We need water, food, and shelter, and giving offspring. So now regarding our higher self, our more previous developed part of the brain, our prefrontal cortex, well, if you constantly are worrying about your long-term survival, you simply take up all of this as a priority. Well, then you can really prioritize, for instance, love, relationships, beauty, creation, and all of these types of goal settings, even for yourself, and achievements that you ultimately want to achieve. So basically, the most fundamental fears are grounded within our reptilian brain. That is why some of us tend to be more, depressed, as opposed to happy and feeling good about ourselves. So this is a common thing. But anyway, let's take a look at how we can bypass, per se, our reptilian brain in order for us to use our more humane brain, which is our prefrontal cortex. Now let's take a look at the practical exercise. So first, be aware and write down your thoughts. Try to process them, categorize them as we talked about earlier on in this video. And number 2, the power of affirmation. You should, whether it's in the morning or evening, tell yourself that you love yourself, that you're powerful, that you're going to achieve this particular goal, that you'll love yourself, that you love how you look, and so on, etc. And what else? We've got meditation. Try to bring down the monkey chatter within your brain, especially the negative thoughts. Well, the act of meditation, you become attuned to the very moment, and you shut off basically the monkey chatter. So meditation, for instance, a great tool for you to sort of get rid of your thoughts. What else? So we've got create something, partake in a creative process, whether it being painting, producing music, or do something that you can really resonate with. What else do we got here? We've got be of service to others. So provide something, whether it being starting a business, providing a product, a service, whatever it may be. So that's pretty much it, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.